Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Now, Abike Dabiri is likely to face international criminal court concerning her hate speech.
Of course, there's no doubt about that. The matter has already been taken up at the top there by people, organizations, human rights organizations within the African EU. It has been reported. But we will dive into Abike Dabiri's, biography. You begin to see, what is really hidden, from the real thing. Why she is being seen as some of the people who are championing the Igbophobia on the ground. I think it was a reporter or a presenter in NTA in those days. Unfortunately, we do not know what he has in her sleeves. But this thing has become very clearly, and I can tell you a number of times she has exhibited deep bigotry and reservation against the Igbo people as the chairperson of Nigerians in diaspora. Unfortunately, it gives you an insight of what the Yoruba Oduduwa administration, APC administration is all about currently now, and why I keep on telling the Igbo governors and the Easterners, unfortunately, this kind of issue should have been taken very seriously. But you can see that on the unfortunate governors and unfortunate Igbo leaders, political leaders, and unfortunate traditional leaders, there's nobody who going to raise a voice in that regard because they have suppressed the resistance voices. Very painful. I'm telling you, very painful for an average Igbo man anywhere in the world. Seeing that all the people, the likes of Simon Pama, Senam Kano, who would have been a voice of hope and reassurance, are being held in the dungeon. But I can tell you, that there's nothing anybody can do at this point in time apart from, getting relevant authorities that it should be appear before the International Criminal Court to come out and explain the genocidal statement made by Abike Dabiri. And not only that, I can give you on and on how this woman often and on has come out to criminalize anything that has to do with Igbo anywhere in the world. And from findings, we discovered that most of these people he's saying that are painting the Nigerian image bad outside the country, and specifically Yoruba people. We saw the Oba went the one that was involved in fraud. We saw the one in Indonesia, 20 of them. In Saudi Arabia, the same thing. They're all Yorubas. But you cannot see Abike Dabiri, coming out to condemning immediately his senses, that they are not from a particular region. She thought they come from. The trend changes. We saw her reaction when somebody in Canada reacted to the global call for Igbo genocide, and the woman stood her ground in Canada. We saw their reaction from these people. But it is very clear. We don't need any sentiment about it. These are the things that can trigger anything, coming from people many people perceive to be role models who have a certain level of exposure. Coming on the ground, go and listen to what Aisha Yusuf wrote on Twitter concerning this very lady. It is quite regrettable. So that's why people are actually questioning. There might be a grand plan, by these people to make sure that Nnamdi Kanu does not survive. And they are painting a particular picture. If somebody in Tinubu's administration, purely Yoruba administration, can come out publicly and call the most powerful, intelligent race in Africa a derogatory names, it's unfortunate that the Igbos are in for it. But we're not going to look back in the reality on ground, but to tell Abike, maybe she was being impregnated, by the Fulanis. You can see it in her. It doesn't even know where she come from. It doesn't have background. But she's just a very unfortunate fellow who found herself maybe through prostitution or whatever it means. She can to find her way to the top. Because that is the same thing we are seeing in Deji. That is the same thing we clearly saw in Festus Kayamo. We know when Gada Dance was still alive. We know the kind of thing, he condemned the Nigerian politician, Festus Kayamo. But unknowingly to millions of Nigerians, Festus Kayamo was gradually paving his way, to start dining with those people who thought he wouldn't work for. He wouldn't be in alliance with. You can see that he have started his own again. Making statements that he cannot verify because he knows in future he's going to jettison the people and run after the politicians. That is how they started as whatever they think they are. When you see this woman on NTA, you would think
She has.
she has something upstairs. But unfortunately, this gives you a secret, deep plan of what these people are doing behind the scene concerning the Igbo. I wish that the Igbo Senate caucus, I wish that Igbo's House of Representative members, I wish that Benjamin, Carlo, I don't know why these guys are just they move up and down, can come up. I wish that the tradition will be of one nature. Who is going to speak for the Igbo nation? Who is going to, thank God for social media. If it were not social media, we would have murdered all the Igbos around the world, including in the eastern part of the country. But for the voices on every day, the social media broke that jinx of lies against the Igbos. Social media broke that jinx of manipulation against the Igbos. Social media broke that oppression and suppression against the Igbos. And that is why, either by omission or commission, we must understand that Simon Ekpa means a lot to the Igbos. Irrespective whether it is, yes, because you're saying that somebody is bad, somebody is bad, somebody is bad, somebody is bad, agreed. But one day, you will definitely need such character to defend one thing or the other. How can a woman of that caliber, and up till now, nobody has called for her resignation, nobody is investigating that matter, the police are silent, the army is silent, the Nigerian intelligence is silent, everybody is quiet. Why must that be allowed to happen? Because, assuming she's an Igbo woman, what do you think would have happened? Why is Bianca not standing up to respond to her, apart from Aisha Yusuf, who is already an obedient, that's replied her? Why is it that we are not seeing Obi Ekwesileze? Why are we not seeing women of characters of Igbo extraction stand up, to challenge this ingrate, this human traitor, this inhumanity, this unconsciousness? This woman that has no fruit to show of his womanhood. Because if she's a mother, he can't be going about condemning a tribe that did not do anything to you. I thank God for the Niger Delta leaders themselves who are beginning to realize what is actually going on in Nigeria. Nobody's going to break anything, nobody's going to tell you anything. The media are not going to lie because it's no longer being controlled by the Westerners, the Yorubas. They're not going to lie again. Internet has broken the jinx. Everybody will come out and face the reality. Defend yourself either by omission or commission. They brought jihadists, they brought killing, they brought a lot of things. And now I keep on asking, at what point has any tribe or any race here see an Igbo man use his gun to chase out anybody or do anyhow, both within and outside the country? But if anything happens, the Igbo nation, the Igbo people are being singled out for victimization. And the Igbo leaders are pretending because they believe that one day, one stupid position will be given to them. And you sold your conscience to people who are clearly declaring hatred to the Igbo people.
Is that what happened to ESAS? They turned it that is an Igbo
a
people.
lot of things, but thank God, those class of people, they were already identified, and that is why when they call hunger protest, the Igbo never get involved. They said this Igbo never get involved. Anything they say, the Igbo never get involved. I'm sending this, and I'm saying it very clearly, and I must say a big thank you somehow, to the Ohanese president. I'm not talking about the factional Ohanese president under Isinguzo or whatever he called himself. I'm talking about John Azunta Mbata, from Ikwere, for trying to see doing a lot, to bring about Igbo unification. The Igbo people should celebrate him, both those home and abroad, and that's the reason why, please, we keep on saying this thing, not because we like talking, but we feel pains in our heart, we feel bad, because we do not have what it takes to speak for the Igbos. But this is what we are saying at this point in time, that this type of person, John Mbata Azunta, should be appreciated, no matter what. You can see it very clearly that the former president of Nigeria came out very clearly and told them, that he is not longer interested in anything that has to do with Nigeria politics, because they are full of betrayal. That was how they betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was how they betrayed the Biafra movement. That's how they betrayed Odumegwu Ojukwu. Then what have you gained with all these betrayals? You allow the enemies to come in, and if anything happens abroad, Igbos are the most race, tribe in Nigeria that have plundered the image of Nigeria more than any race in this country. Name them. Which area do you want to go? Not only they leave legacies, they break records, they break jinx, both home and abroad. Look at somebody. I don't know where he come from. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think there should be a background check on that Abike Dabiri. And this administration, the government should do what is necessary at this point in time to strip her of becoming the chairperson of Nigerians in diaspora. It is an embarrassment to African women, to motherhood, to the spirit of patriotism and nationalism. Bigotry is not an act that should be tolerated. I say it in the street here, but those at the top are telling the whole world what is not real. And when they put it down on their newspapers, the only thing we need to do is to run to the internet, because they know that the internet has broken that agenda to destroy the Eastern Nigeria by putting, communicating, writing garbage and untrue stories about the realities that's happening within the Igbo race, within the Igbo context, within the Igbo nation. This is how they created enemies between us and the so-called Niger Delta. And I can tell you clearly, that these things are beginning to unveil, the awareness are going, and to an extent, we must celebrate Ned Nwoko, for that decision to stand for the truth. Ned Nwoko, the serving senator, Ned Nwoko, I respect you, and God will continue to bless you, and I want to see a deep mobilization against this woman called Abike Dabiri, and let ICC pick her up immediately.